Hello friends, and welcome back to Swiftlessons for another by request song tutorial. In today's session, I'm going to be breaking down Johnny Cash's classic 1963 rendition of Ring of Fire by June Carter. Now I'm going to take you through the intro riffs and also the strumming patterns and chord progressions for the verse and chorus sections, and I invite you to follow along using my tablature at patreon.com/swiftlessons. Become a member there, gain access to a ton of extra resources for all my popular YouTube guitar lessons. Now, as usual, we're going to get started with a full demonstration of the tune for you to jam along with later. Let's get started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring, bound by wild desire. I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. It went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. It went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. Taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. I fell for you like a child. Oh, but the fire went wild. I fell into a burning ring of fire. It went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. It went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. The ring of fire, the ring of fire.
Okay, close look at the fretboard and also my pick in hand, getting started with our intro section. We have a capo here on the first fret, and we're in standard tuning. Now this lead section is going to combine two elements, the rhythm guitar and also the lead line that was being played by the horns. It's going to sound like this at a nice slow tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, let's break that down. Okay, so very simple. We start it with a walk up. 2, 3, 4 on the A string relative to the capo. Okay, and we're going to count that off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that will get you to measure number 2, where we're going to play a G major chord shape. Okay, I'm going to strum that G chord down to the B string. Then I'm going to start picking on the open D string. One more time. Okay, so that was the strum. Then on beat number 2, we're playing the downstroke and then an upstroke on the end. 1, 2, end. Then we're gonna do another upstroke on that D string. On the end, 4. So an up and a down. Down, down, up, up, down. Okay, that's your rhythm over top of that little riff there. Alright, if you got that in your ear, then you're ready to move on to measure number 3. which is just going to be a 2/4 measure, so 2 beats here. Alright, then measure number 4, we're going to play the open D string to complete that horn part. Okay, so far you have G, alright, from there we're going to jump into the strumming pattern. So we just played the open D string on beat number 1 of measure 4 if you're following along using your tablature. 1. From there we're going to jump into a strumming pattern. Starting from that open D string, it'll sound like this. Okay, so open D, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and down, 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 up, down, up. Okay, which is basically just a variation of that typical country style strumming pattern. Okay, from there we're just going to do the pattern verbatim, bass, down, down, up, to complete line number 1 if you're following along using your chord sheet and tablature. So far you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and... Okay, now moving on to the next line of tablature, we're going to play. Okay, so again, I strum the G major chord. Alright, then on beat number 2, we're going to play that exact same rhythm that we played before, but this time on the 2nd fret of the A string. So, alright, so strum, 2, 2, 2, 2. Alright, next measure, we're going to play 3rd fret A string, then the open A, and then the 2nd fret of the A string, where we're going to start that strumming pattern again. Okay, so let's put all that together. Line number 2. 3, 0, 2, down, down, up, bass, down, down, up, to complete that intro section. Now, let's put lines number 1 and 2 together. Your complete intro section with counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and love is a burning thing. Alright everybody, now you're ready to jump into the verse section. Okay, very good everybody. You have that intro section down. Now you're ready to move into the verse section. The only chords you're going to need are G major, C major, and also D dominant 7. Okay, though a regular D major chord would sound good too. But in all the live footage that I've watched, Johnny's playing D dominant 7. Okay, we're going to take this line by line. Okay, line number 1 is going to sound like this at a slow tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Love is a burning thing. Okay, so all the way through, we're using that simple country style strumming pattern, bass, down, down, up, or 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Okay, we began with the G major chord. We're going to have one measure of 4/4 time, one measure of 2/4 time. And that's really the trickiest thing about this verse. There's all those 2-beat measures in there. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2. Now a 2-beat measure for C major. Okay, which I can just go bass down for those 2-beat measures. So far you have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, then we're going back to the G major chord. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Alright, then back to C major for another 2-beat measure. And then 2 measures in 4/4 time of G major. Okay? So without the lyrics, that really doesn't sound like it makes a lot of sense, but when you're singing over top of it, it's very familiar. Okay, so you put all that together. Line number 1, going back and forth between G and C. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and with the lyrics. Love is a burning thing. 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Okay, now an alternative thing that you could do is throw in that horn line again. So you could play it like this. Love is a burning thing. Okay, just another option there, though I did not do that in my demonstration. Okay, now that you have line number 1, we're going to apply the exact same concept to line number 2, except we're going to swap out the C chord for the D dominant 7 chord. And it makes a fiery ring. Okay, so it was identical to line number 1, but we're just throwing in the D7 chord there. Now make sure that when you're playing the D7 chord, you're playing the bass note on the D string, bass strum, for those 2-beat measures. Okay, so there's lines 1 and 2. Now you're moving on to line number 3, following along using your chord sheet. We're gonna have progression number 1 coming back around here, so it's just gonna be G and C again. Bound by wild desires, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, G, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Now, line number 4 is very simple. Just a measure of G major, a measure of D7, and then a measure of G major again before doing a walk up into the chorus section. So, I fell to a ring of fire, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, Okay, so we had that measure over the G major chord. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and... Alright, then a short measure over D7. 1, 2. Okay, so that second measure is in 2, 4. And then we're back to the G major chord. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. To walk up to the D major chord and start your chorus section. Okay, reviewing our verse section in its entirety. 1, 2, 3, 4. Love is a burning thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And it makes a fiery thing. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Bound. 1, 2 by wild desires. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. G. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I fell into a ring of fire. Walk. Okay, if you can play that, then you're ready to move into our chorus section. Okay, excellent work everybody. You have the intro and you have the verse sections complete. Now we're moving into really what is the last section that you need to learn, and that is your chorus section, because from here on out, everything's just going to be repeated. Okay, your chorus section is going to sound like this at a slow tempo. Starting from the walk up. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. I fell into a burning ring of fire. It went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. Alright, and then that will get you into an intro reprise. Okay, so I would say that this section is much more simple than the verse section. We're starting off with the D major chord, and I'm actually going to throw in a different strumming pattern or variation on what we had before, this time using some alternating bass, though I want you to know that you can just continue on using the strumming pattern that we've been using for our verse section. But I'm going to play the D major chord, Okay, alternating the bass. Actually, we're gonna play bass, down, up, bass, down, up, bass, down, up, bass, down, up. Okay, so that's 2 measures of D major with that bass, down, up pattern. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and... Now a single measure over C major, also with alternating bass. Okay, using my ring finger to jump back and forth between the A string and the low E string. So bass on the A string, down, up, bass, down, up. Okay, so far you have I fell into a burning ring of... Then just go to the G major chord to resolve, 1 measure, fire. Okay, it's going to repeat verbatim. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. Okay, now when you get to that G major chord, you can go bass, down, up, or you could just go back to the original strumming pattern, bass, down, up, down, up. Both options will sound fantastic. All right, then line number 3, following along again using your chord sheet at patreon.com/swiftlessons. We're just gonna have the G major chord, 2 measures in 4/4 time and another in 2/4 time. And it burns, burns, burns. Okay, so there I was using my original strumming pattern. Bass, down, up, bass, down, up, 1, 2, or bass down on that final 2/4 measure. Before going to the D7 chord, bass down, and then back to the G major chord, bass down, up, bass down, and then repeat D7 again, bass down, and back to the G major chord for a measure and a walk up back into the intro section. Okay, now let's put this entire chorus section together now, starting from the G major chord, then the walk up into that section. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. Okay, tremendous work today, everybody. You've got down your intro section, your first verse, and your chorus. Now, from there, those sections are just going to be repeated throughout the song. So after that first chorus, you're going to repeat the intro section twice through, then move into chorus number 2, which is played exactly the same way as chorus number 1. Then after that, we're going to have verse number 2, which basically is exactly the same as verse number 1 with one small difference. Line number 3, we're going to remove that 2/4 measure of the G major chord. Okay, so it's just going to be 1 measure in 4/4 time, then onto the C chord. So that'll sound like this. I fell for you like a G, 2, 3, 4, C2, G, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then to finish it up, oh, but the fire went wild. Okay, that will walk you up into chorus number 3, which repeats twice. Then into the coda, which is essentially just the tail end of that chorus. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. So then you're just going to be repeating back and forth between G and D7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, D2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, D. Okay, I do that 4 times in total. Then I like to do a little bit of a retardando, slow down for the last change. Okay, so the last one's gonna sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, the ring of fire. And then I like to throw in just a quick little country lick just to end the tune. To play that, we're going to play 3 on the low E string, then the open A string, and then a hammer from 1 to 2, and then the open D string. So far you have. Alright, then we're going to play 2-0 on the D string, and then I'm going to take a C major chord, bass, strum, and then you can resolve back onto the G major chord, or if you want to kind of leave it like a cliffhanger, you can throw in a G7 by putting your index finger on the 1st fret relative to the capo. So finishing up the tune, the Ring of Fire. Just like that. Alright friends, thanks so much for checking out this lesson on Ring of Fire. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Big thanks to my supporters at patreon.com/swiftlessons. Thanks to you guys, I got many more lessons coming up, so keep checking in, please subscribe, please share. This is Rob at Swift Guitar Lessons in Philadelphia, saying happy picking.